Good morning. I really gotta get used to having the microphone. Talk to project and you said so much for this. Welcome to the USP. We are a global faith community dedicated to the 7 principles of Unitarian Universalism. And you are welcome here. No matter who you are, who you love, or your life circumstances, you are welcome here with us. So we're going to start with announcements, if anybody has any. The microphone over here, state your name and let us know what we need to know.
Hi, I'm Monica. I just want to let everyone know our goddess gathering is not going to be the second Sunday of the month because that's Mother's Day. So we're going to move it to the first Sunday of the month. So next week. Thanks.
I'm Miranda, and hi, Paul.
Hello.
So let's see, what am I saying? Oh, yeah, so we're having a 101 session. This, starting at 12 noon in here for anyone that's interested, and that's an introduction to the history of Judaism. So if you want to attend, we'll be.
I'll make this on behalf of Linda and one of my tutelets. So as she will tell you, we're looking for a nursery person. If anyone knows anybody who wishes to be a nursery attendant, we would love to have them get in contact with Linda. Just ask your friends, anyone who has time on a Sunday. You or not, we'd love to have them. The second, this is looking towards probably later this spring or most likely in September. One of the lovely traditions of Unitarian Universalism is child dedication. We haven't done this for a long time, but as a dedicated service for any child who has not been so dedicated, it's basically quite equal to baptism or confirmation, if you will. We're going to try to work on that sometime for all the lovely new children that have come to join us. And so keep your ears open. We're going to work on how we do it. We do not need ordained ministers, since we may not have them available. But we will try to work on that between now and if not June, then September.
Anything else? Okay. Kay's going to come and light the chalice for us, and I'm going to repeat words that Reverend Kim used for the chalice lighting. Not the last time she was here, but the time before. May the flame we now kindle light the path back to our center, back to that place of belonging again, to our deepest self. And may our chalice remind us that we are held and welcomed whole without the need to hide a single piece or part of who we are. So our opening words are in the gray hymnal, they're number 520. Oh, our mother, the earth, oh, our father, the sky, your children we are, and with tired backs we bring to you the gifts of love. Then weave for us a garment of brightness. May the warp be the white of the light of morning. May the weft be the red light of evening. May the fringes be the falling rain. May the border be the standing rainbow. Weave for us a garment of brightness, that we may walk fittingly where birds sing, that we may walk fittingly where the grass is green, O our Lord of the earth, O our Father the Sun. In case you don't know, I don't very well. So I lose words when I'm reading, but it's lovely. So thank you for helping me along with that. Our opening hymn is number 20 in the great hymnal, Be Thou My Vision. And now it's time for all ages. It has a story.
Today's story is I Knew You Could, a book for all the stops in your life. I knew you could, and you knew it too, that you'd come out on top after all you've been through. And from here, you'll go further and see brand new sights. You'll face brand new hills that raise to new heights. I wish I could show you the stops that you'll visit, but that isn't my choice to make for you, is it? Instead, I can tell you some lessons and tales that I've learned and relearned on my time on the rails. First of all, you must find your own track, so you can start right away and not be held back. But which track is yours? Well, that all depends on which way it's going and where it might end. Different tracks wind around, over, under, and through, so pick out the one that works best for you. Though the track you start out on will feel like the one, you might take a few more before you are done. And now that your eyes are on new destinations, start up your wheels and roll out of the station. On your new trip, you'll make plenty of stops in deep river valleys and high mountain tops. Some will surprise you and some will be planned, and you'll roll through each one saying, I think I can. You'll go through tunnels surrounded by dark, and you'll wish for a light or even a spark. You might get scared or a little bit sad, wondering if maybe your track has gone bad. So here's some advice to help ease your doubt. The track you took must also go out. So steady yourself and just keep on going. Before you know it, some light will be showing. And then you'll be out, headed to a new place. You'll be ready for the next tunnel you will face. Sometimes you'll look up and see planes in the sky, and you'll think to yourself, I wish I could fly. The cars on the road seem quick and free. You'll feel stuck on the track and think, I wish that was me. But the plane might wish he could get out of the air, saying, I wish I could travel like the train down there. The cars will watch as you speed right along, and they'll say to each other, look how fast and how strong. Don't worry about being a car or a plane, just enjoy the trip you'll take as a train. Don't be afraid to toot your own horn. If you need to be heard or there are people to warn, or if being yourself makes you feel so proud that you want to share it and sing out loud. You'll follow your track through twists and through bends and stop at new stops and pick up new friends. They'll come aboard with smiles and greetings. You'll have such great times with the people you're meeting. On the days when you're sad and you feel you can't go, speak up and ask a friend for a tow. That's what friends do, so don't be afraid. You'll do the same if your friends need aid. You might stop at some stops that you've never toured and look for your friends, but they won't come aboard. So you'll have to head out with a creak and a groan, setting out once again on your track alone. Try to remember the world is so wide, full of all kinds of people with their own trains to ride. Just stay true to yourself as you travel your track with no second guessing and no looking back. Once you're on the right track, you'll probably say, this one is mine, I am here to stay. Try to enjoy the track that you choose. Stop now and then to take in the views. If you rush forward as a general rule, before you arrive, you could run out of fuel. Don't overwork, but save up some strength. That way, every day, you can travel great lengths. You'll need all that strength on the days when you're stuck or tired or sad or just out of luck. When you believe in yourself, don't feel quite so pure, and you think, I think you can, doesn't sound quite so sure. That's when to push and to strive and to strain, to show the world you're not a giving up train. And you're wise if you know that you're doing your best, means that sometimes you just have to slow down and rest. Speeding through the whole trip will only bring sorrow, so slow down today and be happy tomorrow. There's more about life that you'll learn as you go, but figuring things out on your own helps you grow. Just trust in yourself and you'll climb every hill. Say, I think I can, and you know what? You will.
At this time that we're going to ask you to participate in an act of faith, giving your treasure as well as your time and your talents to the fellowship. John's going to come forward and give the baskets and give what you can. It will be received with gratitude and love. I'm so nervous, but I can't see anything down there. So, the second reading is, it's the Charge of the Goddess, which is a pagan and Wiccan poem that's pretty much part of our liturgy across the board these days. It's written by Doreen Valiente, but Starhawk would have quoted it, and so in the hymnal it's number 517, and it's attributed to Starhawk, but which is understandable because she would have been the source that someone used to find it. I, who am the beauty of the green earth and the white moon among stars and the mysteries of the waters, I call upon your soul to arise and come unto me. For I am the soul of nature that gives life to the universe. From me all things proceed, and unto me they must return. Let my worship be in the heart that rejoices, for behold, all acts and pleasures of love and pleasure are my rituals. Let there be beauty and strength, power and compassion, honor and humility, mirth and reverence within you. And you who seek to know me, know that your seeking and yearning will avail you not unless you know the mystery. For if that which you seek you find not within yourself, you will never find it without. For behold, I have been with you from the beginning, and I am that which is attained at the end of desire. Yeah, and so I'm up. My name is Diane Awenydd. I am a third degree initiate of the Assembly of the Sacred Wheel, which is based in Delaware, here on the web. And I am the High Priestess of Leaders of the Moonfire, which is a Wiccan Coven of that tradition based here in Pottstown. I am a polytheist and a pantheist, just to give you an idea of where I'm coming from. And I'm not actually here to talk to you about my faith, although I love talking about my faith. And if you have any questions, I will talk your ear off. I will talk to you and ad infinitum, ad nauseum. You are welcome to find me. We have coffee after the service. I will be here for an hour before I go see my grandsons. So please don't hesitate to ask questions if you have them. I'm going to share a little bit about my faith, but then mostly I want to talk about yours. In a couple of days, May Day, will be the traditional date of Beltane, which is one of the high holy days for the Wiccan calendar. It is a day that we celebrate the fertility of nature, the divine masculine and divine feminine, love, flowers, and life, the return of summer. We celebrate the fact that the sun is warm and trees are actually in flower. So it's not just the promise of light and warmth and growing things anymore. We actually can see it. The trees have either flowered or are in full leaf at this point. They will green up and lush out in the next month or so. But the world is alive. And we celebrate that at Beltane. We celebrate our faith in the turning of the seasons. The fact that we believe that we have faith that winter will end, that spring will come, and we're celebrating the fact that spring has shown up. That our faith was well-founded. That eventually summer will be here, and then autumn, and then winter, but we know that spring will come again. We have faith that the sun will warm the earth and that the earth will grow in abundance and provide us crops in a harvest in the late summer and fall, that we will have food. Which is, and it comes from an agrarian point of view, but it's no less true. Like, even if we're not farmers or gardeners, we know that we can look out the window, we can step outside, we can feel the warmth of the sun, we can see the light has grown immensely, and it still has some way to go. So that's what we celebrate at Beltane, and that's pretty much, many of us put our faith in the gods, or the spirits, or our ancestors, or nature, or community, our friends and family. Like, I can rattle off all the many spirits that I have faith in. But today I want to talk to you about your faith. So what is faith? Faith is a trust or a belief that is based on evidence, but not actual proof. Right? Like, I believe many things, I can't prove almost any of them to you. But it's not blind. It's based on evidence, it's based on experience. I'm not asking you to find some kind of blind faith in anything. I'm asking you to seek faith in those things that you have evidence to believe are true and real. There's a lot of things that we can do with faith, right? We can seek it, we can find it, we can lose it. We can have a crisis of faith. We can take a leap of faith. We can act in bad faith. We can act in good faith. We can be faithful or faithless. It's really important, right? Why is it important? Without my faith, fear, anxiety, despair can take hold of me, and I am robbed of my joy. I am robbed of my hope. I am robbed of my ability to love, and I am robbed of my inner peace. So faith is a path to all of those things, which is why I encourage you to consider it. To consider where you find your faith and how you practice it. I used to have a lot of faith in the Constitution, which I kind of still do, and in the Supreme Court, which I know what to do. And that's hard. It's hard when the world that we were taught we lived in is different. The rules have changed. Things are not the way I was taught and raised to believe they were. And that's scary and heartbreaking. I think the older we get, the older generations have a harder time because the world is not the same as we were promised. And we've got to navigate, find a new way to be in the world and not be terrified, not be afraid, not feel completely lost. And it's like somebody pulls the rug out from underneath you and you're supposed to just pick yourself up and move forward. Well, how do you do that? How do you pick yourself up when nothing that you thought was real or that you could count on is true anymore? You start looking into places, things that are true, or that you have evidence are true and are less likely to change or shift out from underneath you. For me, that part of that is nature. The trees are still breathing for the planet, the rivers are still flowing, the earth's still solid underneath my feet. That may not be true for the next millennium, but for right now, for today, for me, it's true, and I have faith in that, and that gives me solace. It gives me hope, it gives me trust, it gives me peace. So, is it possible that my faith is not real or is based on delusion, right? I'm a witch. I believe in magic. I believe it works. I could be deluded. Many of you might think I am, and that's okay. I'm not here to sell you on magic. I'm not here to convince you that it's real. For me, I have enough evidence to trust it, to believe it. I can't prove any of it to you. And I'm not here to try. But what you believe in, who you believe in, the values and principles that you believe in matter. They give you a foundation to stand on so that you don't have to walk around afraid, filled with worry and anxiety without ending. Well, we've got plenty to be anxious about. You know, there's lots to worry about, but the world's a little bit of a dumpster fire. Both the country and the world. There's wars going on, there's political insanity going on, a lot of things to worry about. But if we spend all of our time and our energy worrying and being anxious about those things, we spend our entire life energy on something that doesn't help us. What I want for you today, my goal, is for you to consider over the next week, month, however long it takes, what you believe you can trust, what you believe you can put your faith in, and how to practice it so that it gives you joy and peace and the ability to trust enough to love. So that's the who I am and the what is faith. So where might you find faith? Let's put aside all the things you can't see, which I have a lot of faith in, spirits and ancestors and gods and goddesses and many things that I have faith in that you can't see. But that doesn't mean that you've got no place to go for your faith. Even if you don't have faith in civic constructs, that's okay too. You can step outside. Can I prove that the sun is going to come up tomorrow? Do I believe and can I trust it? Yeah. So maybe you can place your faith in nature. And hand in hand with that is science, right? Because science is simply a study of the way things are and how they function, which is a description of nature. You can have faith in your partner, or your parents, or your children. I have a lot of faith in the next generation. I think they're going to fix a lot of stuff that we didn't fix, hoping. But having faith in children, because they're still pretty authentic, you know, they're generally authentic beings. Like they don't bother to hide that they're little monsters when they feel like they're monsters. And Haley, like I have total faith in Haley walking in this room and being filled with joy and sharing that with all of us. And I love that. It gives me great happiness. So we can have faith in our children. We can have faith in our partners. We can have faith in our family members. How many of y'all have a best friend or had one when you were younger? Yeah. You had faith in that person to have your back, right? Whether they lived up to that or not is irrelevant. The idea that like we're all imperfect. My partner has faith in me. Do I let him down sometimes? Yes. I have faith in him. Does he let me down sometimes? Yes. So sometimes it means forgiving, but knowing that they're going to do their best to do right by you. They're going to do their best to be there for you. And sometimes they can't be, and that's okay. But if you are willing to forgive them and yourself when you fall short, you can continue to be there for each other and you can have faith in that person, right? So there's individual people, family members, friends, community. I have faith in my tradition mates and my coven mates that they will do as they have said they would, that they will have my back, that they will encourage me to grow. I have faith in the people in this fellowship. I know that unless something really bad has happened, John is gonna be at the front door to greet anyone who walks in that door. And that Kay and Miranda will follow him up by making sure that they know that they have opportunities to participate if they wish. In the gardening or in the kitchen or in the choir or so many ways. Right? I have faith that Rick and Erica and his crew will manage the tech, which is awesome because tech is not my friend. But Rick is my friend. I can count on him. I can count on Carly to play beautifully and to support the choir in all of our endeavors. I can count on Linda to make sure things get done. I can count on Monica to have a bright smile. I can count on Megan and Haley and Mary and Chloe when she's here to light the chalice. I can have faith in the people here. And if Cliff's here, I can count on him to make something yummy, right? So why do I know I can have faith in these people, in this fellowship? Because they've shown me, because they show up for each other. When Judy was down with the broken leg, Laura used to drive over to help her out, and then one day Laura had a car accident on the way home from Judy's, and I think it was Linda that showed up to help Laura. These people take care of each other, is what I'm saying, and that's what community is about. That's what faith is about, having faith in each other, showing up, being faithful. I don't want to be faithless. I don't want to be one of those people who neither has faith nor is worthy of somebody putting their faith in me. I want to be faithful. And they show me how, by showing up for each other and showing up for me. I was welcome here. And there are not a lot of churches that a witch can feel completely welcome to be absolutely herself. And this is one of them. And I'm grateful for that. So how else do we practice faith? Not only do we show up for other people, but when we do so over and over, and we show that we are faithful people, that others can have faith in us, we learn that we are faithful and that we can have faith in ourselves. One other suggestion on how faith is practiced. I'm trying to read okay. Sometimes the brain forgets the things I wanted to say. That's why notes are good. Planting a seed, being a gardener, that's really faithful. Every seed that you plant as a gardener is an act of faith, right? And then you tend it. So you take the time to weed around it and water it and spend time taking care of it. That's an act of faith, that you're putting faith in the seed and your work, that it's going to grow into something worth harvesting down the line. It's not immediate. I'm kind of an immediate gratification kind of girl. I'm not a great gardener, but I do appreciate the act of faith that gardening takes. When we practice a skill, like Carly, I know, practices all the time, right? It's the way that she has faith that practice will improve her skill and maintain her skill so that she can be an amazing musician that she is. When we practice things, we can have faith in our practice. We can have faith in doing the things that take care of us. We can have faith in doing the things that take care of others. So one practice that I want to encourage you to do, prayer. Prayer is a faith-based practice. And you don't have to pray to God to pray. My best friend, High Priestess, the one who trained me, she calls prayer a conversation with her higher self. I mean, she talks to her patron goddess too, but mostly she said that her morning practice, praying, is a conversation with herself. She admits her failures and her successes, and she talks about her anxieties and her worries, and she talks about her plans and what she's going to do, and she checks in with herself. And then she steps away, practicing faith. A leap of faith is sometimes required in order to, because again, you don't have proof. So like you're worried about something and you do the best that you can, you do the things that you've seen work. But having a tradition, having faith in traditions or practices that we have seen work, we can do that. And then ultimately we've got to step away and have faith. Prayer is helpful. And you don't have to believe in God to do that. You can believe in the divine spark within you, which is one of the tenets of my faith. That every person has the spark of the divine within them. Also trees, rocks, animals, the dirt. But we each have a divine spark. And I think most humans are at least aware that that might be true. So I'm pointing it out to you. I hope you seek it and find it for yourself. Prove to yourself that you are worthy of faith. I'm going to make sure I don't have anything else that I needed to say. No, I think that's it. Life is hard. Faith is tricky. But it's worth doing. So we are going to sing the choir's favorite song. I can't just say it's just one person's favorite song. It's not. It's like, you know, all of them are just grinning ear to ear when you found out we were doing this. So it's 10:64 in the book manual. That's called "You Go Home." joys and concerns. And it's 557 in the Great Hymnal. It's called Our Common Destiny. All living substance, all substance of energy, being, and purpose are united and share the same destiny. All people, those who love and those we know not of, are united and share the same destiny. Birth to death, we share the unity with the sun, earth, our brothers and sisters and strangers, the flowers of the field, snowflakes, volcanoes and moonbeams, birth, life, death, unknown, known, unknown. Our destiny from unknown to unknown. May we have the faith to accept this mystery and build upon its everlasting truth. So mote it be. Sorry, that's a witch thing. It's like our way of saying amen. So at this point, if anyone has joys or sorrows they wish to share, the microphone is on, the recording is not. And as she does, I'd like us to read the words in unison that are printed in the other service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of wisdom, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and in our hands until we are together again.